Initial high temperature 100 degrees.
So we are talking about 100 degree plus with the temperatures and that heat index.
What's up, fam? Welcome back to Red Big John's Backyard Barbecue and Grill. Today, we're going to do this fast style. Giving on to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, none of these things are possible. If it was not for him, I would not be here. So once again, welcome back to Red Big John's Backyard Barbecue and Grill. And remember this, you too can Q. Today we're going to do some chickens, man. We're going to cut up some whole chickens, put them on a smoker, put them on a Traeger. We're going to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. This one ain't going to take real long. So pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to prep everything. I'm going to take both these chickens, man, and I'm going to slice them in half. I'm going to have them, I'm going to season them, and I'm going to smoke them. Real quick, real simple. That's when you don't really have a long time to do a whole bunch of prep. Now, you can do a whole bunch of different ways now. I'm going to come back with some more chicken later. I'm going to do some brines and some different things. I'm going to jerk some chicken out, some different seasons. But right now, I got to make dinner. Pat them down, get them nice and dry. Put some mustard as a coat. Throw some seasoning on it when I figure out which flavor profile I want. I got to be mild though, because you know the wife don't like nothing spicy. But I can do one jerked out, so maybe I'll do that. So maybe I'll do one half jerked out and the other one's kind of regular. But stay tuned. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna make this thing happen in minimal time. This is not a big cook or a long cook, because if you have like a Traeger or any kind of wood pellet grill that all you gotta do is turn on and set, this makes it easy. If you're dealing with propane or wood, it's gonna take a little bit longer. If I'm gonna do those kind of cooks though, I'm gonna really take time and prepare the meat. But because it is for dinner and it's quick, that's how we're gonna do this. So without further ado, we're gonna get to hacking, slicing, dicing, seasoning, and put it on the grill. All right? All right. All right. One of the things you gotta make sure of is that you have the proper tools and equipment. This here is a poultry cutter, but it's sharp enough to cut everything. Hopefully the blades are still sharp. We're about to find out in a second. First thing you want to do is go along this spine, this back. See that? That makes for a good split. Now you can spatchcock it and just leave it like this and bust it open. You know, you flip it over and you cook it just like that. But I myself, I like to go for halves. All right, so when you do get a towel, make sure you got something that you can use, and make sure you use it only on your meats. Once you finish using it, rinse it out in hot water, then put it in the wash. You know, you definitely don't want no cross-contamination from chicken when you're drying your dishes. So don't leave it by the dishes. Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble with the wife. Pull out my cleaver here. What I want to do is kind of come right down this middle. Break that bone. Separate the Yardbird. And now you got two halves. There it is, right there. And then you can smoke half a chicken. So what I want to do, come back over to the sink. Now, if you don't have scissors and you just have a cleaver, same thing. You just want to find your spots where you can cut it. All right, so now let's get into the seasoning. Let's take our chicken. You've trimmed it up, got it the way we want it. Now, we're gonna put some mustard on it, coat it up, pat dry. You can work with 2 pieces at a time. Go on and rub the mustard all over it. The mustard becomes your binder for your seasoning. You can use olive oil, you can use sriracha, you can use any kind of sauce you want. You just want something to hold the seasonings on. The one thing about mustard is this taste won't shine through. Like if you're doing sriracha or something like that, it's more spicy, it'll shine through. The barbecue may shine through, but mustard don't shine through. You can't even tell there's mustard on it. So we got the mustard on it. So now let's go ahead and let's start with the pepper. We'll do a little bit of black pepper, coarse ground black pepper. Let's do a little bit of garlic herb. And always protect your seasoning from going all over the place. With your hand, the back of your hand. Now remember, these initial seasoning too is, just to add or increase the flavor to it. When you come to your flavor profile, that's when you want to get heavy. When you want to sit there and you want to take it, the major base of what your chicken should taste like. Like for these, I'm going for sweet and smoky. So we'll use this sweet and smoky right here. But that's going to be the last one I use. We're going to grab the Old Bay. Now for those who done watched a couple times, why did we grab the Old Bay? Drop it in the comment section. If you don't know, keep an eye out on the comment section. Let's see if we got people participating. Let's do a little 5 spice. And everything is just a sprinkle to what your eye looks like, That looks good to me. Get a little bit of Montreal chicken seasoning. Now let's go for, actually before I get to the prime, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna coat it again. The bottom of the chicken doesn't get as heavily seasoned as the top. And what I mean by that is it don't get all of the flavors. They just get a few basics. So we're gonna definitely grab pepper, put the pepper on it. All right, now let's flip it back over. I'll put the main attraction on it. And in this case, it's gonna be the sweet and smoky. And some of that came off. I was just a little bit backwards on that one, y'all. Normally, I like to do the bottom first, because once I flip it over, I don't want to have to flip it again. So that was my mistake. So just pay attention. Pay attention and you'll see that when you're doing this stuff, you're going to make some mistakes. And it's only based upon what you really like and how you like to do it. I just know that once you flip this thing back over to this side, that's when you need to put all your main stuff on it. So even when I do my ribs, all my stuff, so I don't know why I went backwards. I just wasn't thinking. But anyway, now I got my main seasoning. And so y'all know what you got to do. You got to season it. And what's the point of having seasoning if you ain't going to do nothing with it? So season, coat it. That's it. See how that? I done turned the whole thing a different color. That's seasoning. I don't know what the other folk be doing. They be messing around. And go ahead and get up under that chicken wing. Chicken wing, chicken wing. That puppy is ready. We just take this, move this over, grab these. We're gonna let them sit, get the room temp. Always make sure you got some space for air to flow through. Man, I promise y'all, I just did a whole segment. And that's the second time this happened where I don't remember nothing I said. So now I got to do a whole nother brand new segment. But this time I see it recording. I don't know what's going on with that, man, but that's the second time. Anyway, we sitting here, man, and chilling. We rocking, got a little breeze coming through. Waiting for the Traeger to do what the Traeger does. Smoke up that meat. We got the temps at 350. That's where we want to go for about an hour. Let me just tell you something about temp real quick. When you're dealing with smokers, they got a tendency to fluctuate. So you got to learn how yours fluctuate. So I was going for a 350 cook on the temp, and I came outside and it was at 370. You know, so that's too high. I don't want it. That's too much heat. So I backed it down to 325, and hopefully that'll keep it between 325 and 350. You know, because it will adjust itself as it feels the temperature go up. But yeah, 370, that's way high. So sometimes you want to undercut, you know, where you're cooking it. But this was a real quick, simple cook, man. You know, take some chickens, have them, season them up, let them get the room temp a little bit, put them on the grill. Let the wood fire do what it does, because this is more wood fire grill than it is smoke. If I wanted to smoke it, I would have it around 220, 225 and below, to get that smoke up in it. But you gotta be careful with chicken, because when you smoke chicken, especially the big chicken, like that, the skin can have a tendency to get tough. High heat kind of reduces that, but slow heat kind of, toughens. So you gotta be careful. You can spritz it and stuff like that, but just be careful with your chicken. Now, some people don't really care about the skin, so they pull it off anyway. I love it, because that's where a lot of the seasoning is sitting right on that chicken, so you get a nice crispy piece of skin. Man, it's all over. So yeah, man, we trying to do our thing. Hopefully you'll get out there and try some of these things. Like I said, there's multiple ways to cook this chicken. One of the things I'm trying to do on my show is show y'all those ways. I mean, that's why we've done 2 short rib and oxtail so far. I still want to just smoke them all the way through. Let's see what happens. Normally I would smoke them for 2 hours and then I put them in the pressure cooker. The last time I did it straight pressure cooker. You can also do it in the oven. You can do it in the oven. Once again, though, if you do it in the oven, it has to be low temp. Low temp is still going to be slow and low. That meat, it takes time to tenderize and for the fat to break down and the muscles to break down. So you always want to do it nice and slow when it comes to the oven. The thing about the pressure cooker is it can go high heat and maintain that heat for that whole period of time, and that breaks those muscles and fibers and fat down, and which is a blessing, because normally it takes forever to do oxtails. But I wonder how long it would take to smoke some oxtails and short ribs. So, we're going to do that. That's coming up. So, like I said, I just try to do some of the same things in multiple ways, because everybody don't have what I have. So everybody don't have a grill. Everybody don't have a smoker, but most people have an oven, right? You got an oven, you got a stove, you got a grill, a charcoal grill, or whatever the case may be. You got one of those things. So I'm going to try to make sure I do it all those different ways so you can see that it can be done on either apparatus. You just got to get in there and make it happen. Let me just tell you something about seasoning real quick. One of the things you have to understand about using seasoning is you have to know the seasoning. Sometimes the MSG or the sodium content is real high. If it's real high, you have to be careful about how much you shake on. You know, most of the things that I use don't really have a high count of salt. You know, because if I use salt, it'll be salt itself, and it's normally going to be coarse or ground salt, from a grinder. One of those things, but I rarely use salt itself. I don't really want my food salty. Now, if I'm creating a brine, which we'll get into later, you know, I'm going to use salt, you know, because I want that stuff to soak in and absorb into the whatever meat that I'm brining. Normally it's going to be chicken or turkey or some pork or something like that. Never brine beef. It's just like it's not necessary. Not in my book anyway. Yeah, be careful with your seasoning, because you know I will season it up because I want that flavor profile to be just right. But you got to learn. I mean, there are times when I used a new one time. Matter of fact, it was lemon pepper that I used. And I seasoned the way I would normally season it. And man, it was just salty. I couldn't do it, man. It was not good. You know, so then I got this new one from this Kinder. So let's see what this does now. I've used it before and it wasn't overpowering, you know, and it wasn't salty. So now I hit it heavy. And so we're going to see. We're going to see what it comes out like. I've done the sweet smoke. I don't believe that one was salty. So once again, I went heavy. I know I'm straight with the jerk. I ain't even tripping off of that. I know that's straight. So, you know, just learn your seasonings. You know, if you learn your seasoning, then you know, you'll be better to understand how much to put on or how little to put on. But ultimately, you still want the right flavor profile, so you still got to put on a generous amount. You know, unless you don't want much seasoning at all. And if you don't want much seasoning at all, then just use a sprinkle. And that's why I said I don't have no exact measurements. I just sprinkle to my eye. When my eye says, ooh, that look right, that's where I stay at. But if you got any questions, man, like I said, drop it in the comments. If you want to see me cook anything, drop that in the comments. I will try to get to it this season. If not this season, next season. Like I said, I'm just trying to run through some of the same things, just different ways. You know, I want to smoke the short ribs and oxtails with a straight smoke. You know, no pressure cooker, no oven, nothing like that. Just straight smoke, and let's see how they turn out. They're expensive, so I don't want to mess up. But you run that gamut when you try it. You know, because you got trial and error, right? So we waiting for the chicken. It normally takes about an hour. And an hour, I'll check the internal temp. I'm trying to get to 165. Well, I'm trying to get to 160. On 160, I'll pull it off. Chicken is done when the internal temp is 165. You want to check the breast. You know, that's normally the thickest part. So if the breast is 165, 160, then you're going to be right. The rest of the chicken is going to be hotter. You know, dark meat is just going to be hotter. But it doesn't process the same because you want your breast to be nice and juicy. So 160 is where you want to be. Once you rest it, it will get to the 165 temp. And then dig in and enjoy. So, you know, we're going to sit here and finish this. We're going to rock a little bit. We're going to feel the breeze a little bit. You know, we're going to keep an eye on our smoking and make sure everything is well. All right. Well, look, fam, it's always been a pleasure. I'll see you when it's time to get those chicken off the grill. When I get those chicken off the grill, you'll see them. You'll be like, ooh, they so pretty. I wish y'all could taste them, man. This ain't Willy Wonka. You can't come through the TV and get that meal. But trust me, go out there and try it, man. You know, even when it comes down to this chicken, you know, if you don't have a grill, if you don't have a smoker, you can dry roast it in the oven. So we'll do that. And we'll show you multiple ways. We'll even do a bake. You know, I don't bake much, but I can. So we'll do a bake and we'll show you all the different ways you can do it. Just let me know. If you want to see it, let me know. All right. Let me go ahead and chill for a minute, and I'll holler at y'all when the chicken is coming off the smoker. I see them juices come popping up out of there. Well, here we are, fam. We have gotten it all together. We got a jerk on this side, and we got sweet smoke on this side. And if you can see, all the juices just right there. Now we're just gonna cut into it. Wait a minute. You see all that? So you want half? And there you have it, my friend. 2 whole chickens cut in half, sliced up, juicing everywhere. Now, we about to dive in. See you in a minute. All right, fam, that's it. That's another cook. It's time to dig back in and let's just see what this stuff is all about. It took about 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is a little bit longer than what I had planned. Pull that apart. Look at all that juice. That's goodness. See that skin? Yep. Nice and tender. Got some greens to chase it. Yep. My goodness. Yeah, that jerk is right. Hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you get out there and try it. I got finished eating my dinner, y'all. Hey, you know what time it is, fam. It's Red Big John. Always remember to keep the Lord centered in your lives and keep your grills lit. God bless. I'll see you next time on the Q.
I feel like hot, it's 100 degrees. Yeah, 100 degrees. Packing and moving. I get to work and I'm moving. Yeah, stacking and shooting. I feel like Curry when I'm shooting. Yeah, I get them grooving. They feel the beat and get the grooving. Yeah, I spin hard.